Jamaica is running out of the basic commodities people need to live. What things are you short of here?
The basic commodities: rice, flour, cut fish, oil, bread.
No bread.
No bread.
Is this a typical day?
Yes, it's a typical day.
Why can't you get the things?
Well, it's all due to the economic situation in the country. I've got any foreign exchange.
Since 1972, we have had 7 negative years of growth. The only country in the world, there's no other country in the world that has that record. Since 1972, our reserves have plunged from $157 million to minus $600 million. We have a record in the world that no other country has.
When a country goes broke, its people go broke with it.
Welcome back to the Steady Show. Make sure you like and subscribe. So this was Jamaica from 1972 and the following 7 years. I see I got that just talk about the negative economic growth that took place under Michael Manley. And like I said in my last video, the PNP has inherited a history of poor economic management from Michael Manley. And everybody knows that in the early days, Manley aligned himself with Cuba, and America never really did like that. But the Manley that people love so much, in his own words, him say him now break up film relationship with Cuba pretty much to satisfy US. Meanwhile, Jamaica was suffering. So Michael Manley chose his political ideals over the suffering of the people. It was a bigger priority for him. And when we talk about does Jamaica need another white savior, we don't need another white savior in a Jamaica. So you see the man talk a while ago. No food on the shelf. People couldn't get basic stuff, rice, flour, all of these things. And people have to come in and say, hey, this have changed. Manley still held on to his democratic socialist policies.
Unemployment is now around 30%, and factories are closing down daily. At this plastics factory, workers have been laid off.
30% unemployment. Factory lockdown, member free zone.
Without foreign exchange, the company cannot import raw materials. The Bank of Jamaica is broke, £130 million in debt. On the walls of Kingston, Manley's opponents know where to put the blame. IMF is Manley's fault. Senior Albertelli, a banker with the International Monetary Fund, came to Jamaica to negotiate a small loan on top of the $1 billion the country already owes. He demanded an end to ambitious socialist programs the country couldn't afford. Manley and his party, widely blamed for gross economic mismanagement, refused to accept dramatic government spending cuts.
So let's talk about all of the things them that Manley put in place. He did some good things. NHT, paid for maternity leave, all them something there that Manley put in place. Those are good things, but a lot of the things that he came up with, free tertiary education, a lot of things that he came up with, really there was no money to finance all of those things. So the country is going broke, but this is the kind of spending that was taking place. And the truth is that Manley was looking out mostly for fame owner people. And then when him come and him talk, the people them not even recognize that it was charisma, the fact that he had a good voice, in the words of Wilmot Perkins and so on. And he knew how to reach the people and to stir up the ground. And black people, you know, we love people who can talk already and express themselves. Again, Manley was a good looking dude. The ladies love him and all of that. So all of them something there was a factor, you know, in the Manley situation, you know. But the fact is that Jamaica paid a hefty price for the decisions that Manley made. So Manley made the decisions, but he leave in a debt. Jamaica suffered. The IMF couldn't trust us. Businesses in the US couldn't trust us. Big corporations that would do business with us. Manley, because he aligned himself with Cuba, they never trust we.
Now the talks have broken down, Jamaica is all but bankrupt. biggest loss Jamaica suffered has been the drain of people. The desertion from their homes in the Kingston
Rich
suburbs
people run
of the
gone.
vital middle class.
Yeah.
They're mainly living in America, their houses empty or rented out. When Manley was returned to power in 1976, Maurice Cargill, like thousands of others, sold up and moved away.
So many people run away, when Manley went into power again, because they knew what they experienced in the first term. Nevertheless, he was able to come back into power. So the business class ran away. The talented people, the skilled people, the lawyer, the doctors, all of those people. So they were the real beginning of real brain drain in Jamaica after independence because of their poor economic policies. It never had anything to do with the fact that these people now are living in Jamaica. What a shame.
50,000 people a year.
50,000 people a year.
What are they escaping?
5 flights a day.
Escaping from what they regard as a potentially communist situation, and they're escaping from this.
You hear that part about the potential communist situation. Jamaica really never ready to take on this whole thing such as Cuba was doing back in the day. We needed to, have that strong support whereby we could do business with big corporations and the people who would have been willing to invest in the country to strengthen the country economically. But under his government, he was not able to procure that because of his political philosophies, which he held on to. So, I don't have to watch when I talk about how Manley was good and the feel-good politics, it's not working anymore. So, CPMP change, is not so much about democratic socialism. The very capitalism which Manley was so much again, the PNP is now being run by the capitalists. It's just that them have one mentality, to make money and in a business with the people. We have to watch out. We see too many developments happening in Jamaica right now for we trust this party again.
Shortages that have been occurring as a result of the spiraling down of our economy.
Yeah.
So the people of all classes have been leaving Jamaica. Not only doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs, managers and so on.
Manley government.
The vast majority.
Failed government.
Artisans, craftsmen, the most productive people of this country.
Everybody know that the most wickedest election that ever took place was in 1980 when Siaga won. And look how much people died as a result. The people them wanted Manley in power, and there are so many different accounts of what really happened. But big up to all of my senior subscribers who lived through this time. Make sure you go in the comments and tell us what your personal experience was, or the experience that people you knew had, so that the younger people can understand that PNP is a whole political culture that does not change with time. Edward Siaga won in 1980. And from 1980 to 1989, Jamaica prospered. And even though Edward did well, Manley, with him talking, charisma and everything else, still managed to win the election in 1989. And then what started happening? The zinc scandal, man. Remember, said Gilbert was 88, And Siaga left money in the kitty to make sure zinc can buy. In today's money, it would have been billions of dollars that was spent buying zinc and so on to help the victims. What PNP do? Now start share up the zinc them among their own people. Activists I get zinc. Me say I'll trail a load of zinc activists I get, because I remember, all years now, just like a raw go on now, a boy 8 years down them in the office. So when they come well hungry, ready for them up everything again, So run out a whole zinc company out of business. And then when they start, the furniture scandal. PNP start furnish themselves with chandeliers for their house and them office and everywhere. Them want to live lavish, they want to live off of the money that was in the kitty. So, what you think gonna happen now with the same time period we are talking about right now, the whole 8 year, that 7 to 8 year mark there, when the government for change, them are coming in hungry again, That's why them are campaign so hard, So when them talk about time come, me I feel when the time come for what? Time come for what? More furniture scandal? More net serve scandal? More zinc scandal? Time come for what? More shell waiver scandal? More traffic guru scandal? Time come for what? For mash up back Jamaica? One of the interesting scandals them is a shell waiver with PJ, and everybody know how that did go already. When you can look at it, it's on my channel. But in a nutshell, that was the famous I shall return speech. After shell waiver, man didn't mash up the whole cabinet, and then, 1992, pass over the thing to PJ, and PJ held the whole thing for 18 years, almost 19 years, and that is where we really experience it under PNP government, because every scandal you could have think about, FinSAC being one of the biggest ones, all of the scandal most of the scandals took place during that time. And then when PJ let you go upon Portia, it was another thing. It was the giveaway. People get them TV, them house and people always draining the kitty to the point where the traffic guru thing came up. So all of the money that were they mash up even in the 90s, and Mark Golding and Bunting get to benefit the most because of their relationship with Omar Davis, all the billions of dollars that they got through sweetheart deals through FinSAC. Enough of them things that people not even know. When Andrew Holness came and wrote a plan, and when Andrew did say, all right, we're going to increase the income tax threshold, that alone made the man win the election. PNP had no ideas because they've never had to run on any kind of ideas. And now Andrew really get a grip upon the country. That's why the people them a vote JLP. That's why them out here with all of the propaganda, because in a fit them mind, because Andrew use social media and win them. That is the reason why them have to use social media now. But what them a do, them a tell all heap a lie, and they have no track record to run on. So enough more things we have to talk about this PNP party. We have an upcoming video where we're going to tell you from an economist's standpoint how Jamaica is prospering under the JLP, You can see it on social media. But an economist, and big up to that person, an economist, big up to that person who sent me the link about Jamaica's economic prosperity. I'm going to do an analysis of that video and send it out. And I also am going to do a timeline video. You see, with what going on in Jamaica, I am just giving the most important information. We don't have enough time to go through PMP and all of them scandals and everything we then do. Because if me should have got at the route, election day would have come and them would have still out there trick people. So bear with me. I will go back to FinSAC and many of the other videos that are requested. But right now, I have to just go through some of the key ones that I want people to pay attention to. So here one, man, if you like the content, like, share, and subscribe. Remember, say me keep the video them short, because I want to remember. I find this very interesting and right in line with what we talked about in the last video, about the white savior situation. So everybody knows that Perkins was a critical thinker and a man who said what he had to say. So this is Kevin O'Brien Chang. Basically, I recall a conversation between, or the debate between John Maxwell and Perkins. And Perkins' view on Michael Manley, he said, Michael Manley is reflective of the race and class prejudices of this country because he was a handsome, high brown skin Adonis with what some called nice hair and was named Manley and had a wonderful speaking voice and great powers of articulation, though he had no clear idea what to articulate. People thought he had to be a genius. But had he been black with what in Jamaica used to be called bad hair and been named Jones, people would long have recognized him for what he was, a half-wit. I am not in my studio now. Go into the comments and let me know what you thought about Manley. This is The Steady Show. Like, share, and subscribe. Steady.